In a quiet neighborhood of Guarulhos, Brazil, a young woman named Noemia lived a simple family life. She was only 21 years old, gentle, soft-spoken, and young-looking, but far stronger than most people realized. She lived on a shared family property with her husband Marcos, their children, and extended family members. It was crowded but peaceful. A normal home. A place that felt safe. No one in that house could have imagined that it would become the center of one of Brazil's most disturbing paranormal cases. One afternoon, after a long, exhausting day of caring for two small children, Noemia finally sat down to rest. That's when she noticed the couch. Long, deep slashes ran across the cushions. The fabric was ripped open as if something sharp had torn through it with force. Not scratches. Not damage from use. Clean, violent cuts. Shocked, she asked her 3-year-old nephew if he had done it. The child began crying in fear. His hands were too small. His nails too short. The knives were out of reach. No one else was home. There was no explanation. Yet Noemia felt something strange in the air, a heaviness, a presence, a shadow moving at the edge of her vision. When her father-in-law Pedro arrived, he examined the couch carefully. Pedro was a strong, practical man who didn't believe in strange stories. Even he could not explain what he saw. Not long after, Pedro himself experienced something terrifying. He claimed he saw the arm of a creature outside the house, not human, covered in fur, with long black claws. He described it as a beast, not a man. From that moment on, the house began to change. Objects were damaged without explanation. A chair tore apart while Noemia was sitting on it. A mattress ripped open while she was sewing. Furniture was destroyed as if something invisible was attacking it. Every time, Noemia described the same feeling, a shadow, a presence, the sensation of being watched. Then the visions began. She saw a fur-covered creature leaning over her bed, only to vanish in a blink. No footprints. No marks. No physical evidence. Neighbors were called. Witnesses saw the destruction. Fear spread. During one visit, a neighbor claimed a large hand suddenly appeared in front of her face, and she fainted instantly. Now it was no longer just Noemia seeing things. Others were experiencing it too. The family began praying for protection, especially reciting Psalm 91. But instead of peace, things became worse. Stones began falling on the roof, not thrown, not rolled, but falling from the sky. The family watched rocks drop with no visible source. Inside the house, objects were destroyed. Clothes were sliced. Pillows were cut. Slippers were arranged into crosses. Money disappeared and reappeared as strange symbols. Red crosses appeared on paper. Then the violence turned physical. One night, Noemia woke up screaming. She saw a burning-faced figure beside her bed. Marcos woke up suddenly, and his arm was slashed open. Blood covered the sheets. There was no weapon. No intruder. No one else in the room. Cuts began appearing on Noemia's body, on her face, on visitors, even on children. Always in groups. 3, 4, 5. Like claw marks. Fear took over the family's life. They believed they were under attack, not by a ghost, but by something intelligent. Something deliberate. Something that had chosen them. Newspapers wrote about the case. Paranormal researchers arrived. Psychologists tested Noemia. Doctors examined the children. Investigators recorded testimonies. Noemia showed no signs of mental illness. No signs of delusion. No motive for lying. Even skeptics were confused. The researchers reached one conclusion: Noemia was the center of the events, not as the cause, but as the target. Then more disturbing evidence appeared. Rosemary branches were found inside the house. Strange ritual patterns formed with household objects. Animals were found mutilated near the property. 2 mysterious women appeared, claiming they wanted to bless the home. They carried rosemary. They tried to enter. They returned again. They watched the children. They made veiled threats. Then they vanished. The family became convinced of one terrifying idea: they were not haunted. They were cursed. Researchers connected the case to ancient Brazilian spiritual beliefs. According to Umbanda traditions, there are shape-shifting entities, beings that can take animal forms, shadows, monstrous shapes, and distorted bodies. These entities are known for claws, teeth, violent behavior, trickster actions, fear-feeding, and spiritual attacks. Not random spirits, but summoned forces. Directed forces. Spiritual weapons. Everything matched the descriptions: the red fur, the black claws, the crooked movements, the fire imagery, the shadows, the attacks, the intelligence behind the violence. The theory was terrifying. Someone had invoked something and sent it after Noemia. Researchers connected the case to ancient Brazilian spiritual beliefs. According to Umbanda traditions, there are shape-shifting entities, beings that can take animal forms, shadows, monstrous shapes, and distorted bodies. These entities are known for claws, teeth, violent behavior, trickster actions, fear-feeding, and spiritual attacks. Not random spirits, but summoned forces. Directed forces. Spiritual weapons. Everything matched the descriptions: the red fur, the black claws, the crooked movements, the fire imagery, the shadows, the attacks, the intelligence behind the violence. The theory was terrifying. Someone had invoked something and sent it after Noemia. The family tried moving homes. The phenomena followed them. The attacks continued. The children entered trances. Visitors were injured. Fires started without sources. Objects moved without touch. The presence never left. Until Noemia reached her breaking point. Her husband was collapsing from exhaustion. Her children were suffering. Her family was breaking apart. She realized something deep inside herself. Fear was feeding it, and prayer was drawing it closer. One night, instead of praying in fear, she prayed in defiance. And then she saw it. A grotesque figure. A burning presence. A form full of hatred and darkness standing in her room. She did not run. She did not scream. She stood. And she recited Psalm 91, not as a plea, but as a command. She felt her body go cold, numb, frozen, but she did not stop. The presence began to fade. The darkness weakened. And then it vanished. After that night, the attacks stopped. No more slashes. No more fires. No more trances. No more shadows. No more stones. No more cuts. No more manifestations. Silence returned to the home. The family never sought fame. Never sold their story. Never tried to profit. They disappeared into normal life. But the case remained, documented, investigated for years, recorded by researchers, studied by scientists, even monitored by foreign agencies. To this day, it remains one of Brazil's most disturbing paranormal cases, not because of what was seen, but because of what it suggests: that sometimes evil doesn't haunt places, it hunts people. And sometimes, the most terrifying monsters are not born, they are sent.